Hey YouTube friends and family, Stephen from Small Adventures here, and today I have the final review on the Ontario Knife Company TAK-1. Stay tuned. So I've been carrying this around for several weeks now, in the woods doing bushcrafty stuff with it, chores around the outdoors and at home and such. So let's get the specs out of the way first. It has an overall length of 10.0 inches, has a blade length of 4.75 inches with a cutting edge of 4.50 inches, 0.19 inch thickness. So Rockwell hardness of 55 to 56. Handle is 6.5 inch long with a handle thickness of 0.71 inches. Obviously that's my card of handles. Has a flat grind on it made of 1095 carbon steel, high carbon steel, with a zinc phosphate black coating on it. As you can see, some of the coating is worn off in use. That's to be expected. It does strike a ferro rod. It is a 50-degree spine, it feels like, but with that coating on, it doesn't give the best sparks. But as you'll see in a video later, it will throw a spark, just not the best. I would imagine scrape some of this black coating off and it will throw much better sparks. In all transparency, I did get a chip in the blade. Right here, you can't see it because I've sharpened it out of it with the Work Sharp field sharpener. I have played around with it indoors, made a couple of tri-sticks out of it. It does pretty good with it. Haven't had any issues with it. No hot spots, none that I can think of and remember. It does have a finger choil here. I did not use it very much. Out of the box, it did come sharp enough to cut paper, but not enough to shave your arm. Didn't take but a few minutes on a leather strop to get it arm shaving sharp, though. Like I said, no hot spots in the handle. The handle does extend past my average size hands. It is full tang construction. Let's talk about the sheath for a second. Now, this knife, when I got it, was $59.99 on Amazon. I think the cheapest I found it was $49.99 shipped on Amazon. I do not like this sheath. For $60, I feel like you can get a pretty decent knife with a better sheath. But it does do its job. It's got 2 retention straps on it. It's not going to fall out on you, that's for sure. But it's definitely not a quick draw knife either. In the sheath, it looks like a much bigger knife than what it actually is. You know, with a under 5-inch blade, 4 3/4. The sheath is MOLLE compatible. It does have the one strap here. It is not ambidextrous, and this is not Velcro. It's sewn. A 2-inch belt does fit through here. It's a little snug. The knife does rattle in the sheath. I don't know. I just think for $60 they could do a little better on the sheath. I mean, if you look back at the Elk Ridge bushcraft knife that I had, I think the sheath in it's much better. As a matter of fact, this knife fits in that sheath perfect. There is a plastic insert in there to keep it from poking you in the leg. It's just, I expected more for $60, you know, for the sheath. But the knife is definitely a quality knife. It's got some heft to it. You know, for a under 5-inch blade, it's a decent chopper. You know, not that you would expect to chop much with a knife of this size. Let's see what else. Had no trouble batoning through wood. Unfortunately, most of the wood I had was hardwood. You'll see in the video later. Well, let's get to that video footage.
Flashback.
Let's give this a go. Right into a knot. Doesn't have any trouble batoning at all. Let's try this end of it. So you could easily make a notch that way as well. Okay.
"72 hours later."
Now, I put the knife through some pretty hard use in the last few days. And it's under a 5-inch knife, so it's not the best chopper. Feels like the scales are a little loose. Hello, Zany Vibes. How'd you do?
We got top 15%.
5 minutes later.
Yeah, I had a visit from Zany Vibes. I think I've got plenty here. I'm gonna make a little fire, but it's from the same trees my dad had to cut some down on his property. Now this is a less than 5-inch blade, so it's a hardwood. Now this is not the knife's fault, this is user error. I'm in a bad position for doing this. it will happily baton through it. I did put a cotton swab in here, a cotton ball in here. Let's see how this goes. There we go.
Flashback.
Now my thoughts and opinions on it after carrying it around for several weeks. $59.99 shipped to your door from Amazon at the time that I bought it, and like I said, I have found it for $49.99 shipped on Amazon. Thoughts? As I said earlier, I don't remember having any hot spots. The spine is 50 degrees, so if you want to do a lot of control cuts, it will eventually give you a hot spot on your thumb where you're pushing on the blade. That's to be expected. Typically I wear gloves about half the time when I think about it. No issues there. The finger choil is comfortable, but I didn't use it much at all, actually. The coating on the blade is like I said, a zinc phosphate coating. It's pretty thick on the blade, but as you see, it does start wearing off in use, which is to be expected. Personally, I would probably strip the coating and put some kind of forced patina on it. Holds an edge fairly well. Like I said, I did chip the blade right about here. It was pretty easy to grind it back out on the field sharpener. Just a few minutes on the coarse side was enough to grind it back out, and a few minutes on the fine side started getting it back sharp. A few strops on the leather, it was back to paper cutting sharp. Worked really well for me. So it is my opinion that it's well worth the money, but if a sheath is important to you and you don't want to have to spend the money to get an aftermarket sheath or something like that, there are other options out there. As it is, to get a better sheath, if you buy this knife for 50, 60 bucks, I paid 60 for mine. You go add a decent leather sheath or a Kydex sheath, you're going to spend another 30, 40 bucks. Put you in a neighborhood of $100, $105 with tax, plus whatever shipping's going to cost. And for that kind of money with a decent sheath, you can buy an Essie. And I'm not going to get into the history of Essie and OKC knives, but they do have a history. I don't think it's a bad one. There's definitely some similarities in their designs, and like I said, I do like this knife. Would I buy it again? Yeah, I would buy this knife again. It's an attractive knife. It's just a plain, simple, traditional looking knife in my opinion, which I tend to like. If the sheath's okay with you and it doesn't bother you that it's a cheap sheath, or you have the ability to make your own, or can get a real deal on one, no biggie.
A few moments later.
So this was my third knife review. The first knife review I did was a mini review, was the Elk Ridge Bushcraft knife, which I have put in the sheath backwards at some point in time. Haven't taken this out and used it for a while, so I've been using these other knives. This was a $16 knife shipped to my door when I bought it. Link to Amazon and Smoky Mountain Knife Work will be in the description. The second review I did was the Condor Pterosaur. This was a $45-ish knife shipped to your door. A link to Smoky Mountain Knife Works where you can get yours, it will be in the description. So we've got a roughly $15 knife, a $45 knife, and a $60 knife. So for my next review, I'm going to let you guys take a vote and give you a choice. I have in-house a brand new Ka-Bar BK18 harpoon knife. I was really excited for this one. That is about a $90 knife at Smoky Mountain Knife Works. The link will be in the description. So, it seems like I'm going up by $15 increments. That being said, I skipped right over the $30 range. So, I also have a Mora knife Cansable. I think that's how you pronounce it. I may have said that wrong. Which is $29.99 at SmokyMountainKnifeWorks.com. I will leave a link for Amazon and Smoky Mountain Knife Works in the description. So, which do you want to see a review on next? Which do you want me to start carrying? The Ka-Bar Becker BK18 or the Mora knife Cansable? So these will be the next two knives that I review. Which one do you want to see next?
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Well, I almost forgot. I do have an update on Doug's DR650. It was, I think it was the day after I posted last week's video. Doug let me know that they had actually found his DR650. 2 or 3 blocks from his house, if I understood right. It was just laying on his side. Somebody had just, they couldn't start it without the key. They didn't bother to do anything further than that. And they just threw it down and left it. So the bike is in the same condition it was when it was stolen. You know, it was great condition. Nothing done to it, nothing wrong with it. He put the key in it, turned the key and pushed a button, it started right up. So that's awesome news. Doug, I'm very happy for you, brother. Alright guys, that'll be it for this video. I want to thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the support and the subscribers and everybody who likes and comments. You guys are like family and I greatly appreciate you. I hope you're all doing well. Hope you're staying safe. Peace out. See you in the next video.